All right, time to do some indicating. I've got my Brown & Sharp best test indicator set up, and got it just barely touched off. We'll probably go ahead and set that dial in a 0. But what I want to do is indicate it from this side to this side and get that flat. And then once we get that flat, then I'll go front to back and get the angle set as close as that I can. So I got her touching. What I might do is we'll go ahead and see if we can't work off of a 0. That's not bad. Look how close that is. That's within, I'd say, 2 to 3 thousandths, and that was just eyeballing it, setting it up there. And that is a casted area of the piston, so it's going to be it's a little shaky there. All right. That is not bad. A little bit higher in the center, getting towards the center area. Hopefully you can see that. I believe with that black dial it might help not put such a glare on it. Pretty well 0 in the middle. Half to 1, just depending on where that needle's at. That's pretty close. I believe I'm just going to leave it where it's at, right there. Go ahead and snug these down a little bit because they're not really tight. I'm just giving it a little bit of clamping force equally on each side there. And that rod making a nice, nearly full contact in that bore should hold it good. I'm always afraid that stuff's going to move if I don't get it clamped down tight enough, but some things you just got to be a little gentle with. Alright, let's see if it moved on me. I'd say we're still close. I'm going to call that between 1/2 and 1/1000ths. And I'm happy with that. So let's pick a side. I guess I'll go with this side here. And we'll start moving it front to back and see what we get. Yeah. All right. I believe I still got these just barely snug. Let me see. Yeah. A little more snug than I thought. It looks like I'm off quite a bit. That's showing maybe a half to 1/1000th. It's not bad, guys. I'd say that's looking pretty good right there. Snug these nuts back up. Maybe a half 1,000. Not bad. I think I'm going to go with that, but I do want to check the other side, just compare it. It's about the same. All right, I'm going to call that done and give these another pull here. See where I ended up at. Just over 27 degrees. It's hard to see it. I ain't got my flashlight over here. Okay, I'm setting up on the first punch mark, and I went ahead and lined it up really close with my center pointer here. I eyeballed it down in there, so it's real close. Now, this coax indicator, if you'll look, you'll notice this piece here, you know, it's not in line. I mean, it's crooked here because this broke on me, so I had to, what I did was I brazed it back together, and when I put it back together, it was a little crooked. But it still works. It looks a little off, but it still works. I believe Keith Fenner's coax is the same. I think the same thing happened to his, and he fixed it the same way also. So I've been using it, and it still works. I do want to get a new one sometime. So you can see I'm off a little bit. And we'll start playing with it here. It's easy to go the wrong way with these things sometimes. I'm just trying to work front to back right now, and that's real close, so I'm going to go side to side. Yep, moved it too far. Move that thing out of the way. I'm not reading in thousandths here. I'm just using the lines for reference for movement. All right. 36, 36, 34, about 33 and a half. All right, I'm going to call that one done. I'm going to leave that alone, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the X axis, and what I'm going to do is grab one of my indicators, one of my pancake indicators, and set it down here on the knee and locate me a 0 point, because the table, I'm going to move this back and then bring my cutter in there and touch off, move it back, and then I'll feed the table back in this way to my 0 point, and that'll bring me back to the center there. So let me get set up, and we'll start doing some cutting. All right, I got the cutter set up. I got my indicator set on 0. Here, I'll show you that. Using my Starrett mag base indicator there. So that'll be my 0 point that I will come back to. And I'm just about ready. All right, I'm getting ready to cut this thing. I had just set it up a minute ago and was looking at everything. And what I had noticed is whenever I had brought my cutter down and was looking at it, with my with it still centered on the punch mark there, my cutter wasn't near the back at all. It was quite a bit of ways away from it. And the other thing that was bothering me too was that I set those cutters on basically the same diameter as the valves. I got to thinking about it. You probably need a little bit of clearance there. So I actually I called the mechanic and talked to him, because I'm not an engine guy. I don't work on this stuff. So I wanted to make sure that what I'm doing here is going to work, and I talked to him and we got it figured out. So what I've done is I've actually reset these cutters on a little bit larger diameter than what I had on the lathe. I've already got them done. I didn't want to show you that whole thing again. So I've got them reset on a little bit larger diameter than what I had, so that it does give the valve a little bit of clearance around it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go past my 0 point. Right now it's lined up on the punch mark, and you see it's not, I'm thinking you can see that it's not quite to the back. So I'll actually, when I'm feeding it to me, I'll go past my 0 and just touch the existing radius that's down in there now. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get one of these things cut. I'm going to bring this down just real close, and I'll just feed up with the knee. I think you're seeing everything. It'd help if I put it in gear. Alright, we're touching there. Set my 0 on the knee. And I just want to make a light cut first and see how everything looks. We're going to go a total of 60 thousandths. That's what he wants. So I'm gonna start with 10. And I'll probably just make a few light cuts. Okay, see, that's 0 right there. That's in line with the punch mark. So what I'm going to do is go on past, and I'll set me another 0 point on the Y. Alright, I think we'll do it right there. Alright, this is going to be the last cut on this one here, and this is 60. And I'll make sure the other side just goes back to the same location. That looks pretty good to me. That should work. I mean, it didn't clean the whole back of it up, but I went well past the 0, and the diameter of the cut's a little bigger than what I had it at, so that should work. All right, one more to go. Then we got to flip it over and start all over again. Okay, ready to do the other side here. I've already got it indicated, and I'm just getting ready to touch off. There's a little more noise in here now because it turned cold last night. It's been in the 40s, so got a little chilly out in the shop. I got my little Dayton floor heater over there running. Tom's probably going to get a good laugh out of that, aren't you? I believe that's good. Start with another light cut. That's actually center there. Going back. Alright, last cut. Alright guys, got the first side done. I think that looks pretty good. It's got a nice slick finish to it. Alright, so take it out, flip it over, get it indicated again, and let's do this one more time. About 7, 8 thousandths. Alright, that's 2. Let's see. That's about 2, 1.5, 2. Alright, that looks pretty good. Okay, I just had to re-indicate front to back again. Apparently this is a different angle than the other side was. It was a little bit off, so I went ahead and loosened up the angle plate and bumped it around, and got it pretty well flat right there. And looked at the gauge there, and it's about on 23 degrees, so it was quite a bit of difference between the two. So I just wanted to point that out. So we got everything indicated, and I'm going to go ahead and set up and locate the first punch mark, and we'll go in there and start cutting. Alright, ready for the first one here. As I said, I went ahead and readjusted the diameter of the cutter, and I've got it lined up in the center after indicating. It doesn't go quite to the back, so I'll do like I did on this side. I'll just go on back a little further until I touch that radius. That's the center right there. Touching pretty hard right in the center. I don't want to go back any further. It's going to really be trying to dig in. Alright, this would be the last cut. That's 60 thousandths there. Alright, that looks good. Alright, one more to go, and I'm home free. Alright, last one here. Alright. It's touching off good. last cut, 60. Alright, that's it. Okay, that was the last cut, so we're about officially done with this. Let me get her out, get it washed off and cleaned up some, and I'll show you the final product. Alright guys, that's it. Finally got Rob's piston finished up, and I tell you what, it was a little bit of a learning experience here. It's always good to get some stuff in here that you've never done before, and you get a little bit more experience under your belt. I think everything turned out pretty good, considering that I've never done this and don't know a whole lot about engine components and how things are actually supposed to fit. But like I said, you know, I called down there and talked to them, and they told me what I needed to do, so that's what I did, and it turned out pretty good. And that was I thought this would have been a pretty good job to show on the camera here, because of all the different setups that I had to do over on the mill, you know, with the angle plate and doing some indicating and stuff like that, making some tool bits, and you know, using a fly cutter as the cutter that I want. So I'm happy with it, and I'm sure they're going to be happy too. There's another shot of the finished job. So that's it. Job complete. Another one done. So I hope everybody enjoyed watching this video. I've been getting a lot of new subscribers, and a lot of the new guys that's been subscribing to me have been leaving me some really nice comments. People are just now recently finding my channel and enjoying it. And guys, I appreciate all the comments. It really means a lot to me, a lot of the stuff that you guys are saying to me, and I appreciate you watching everything and just all the great comments. The stuff that I just recently done with you know, with my granddad, talking about him and his toolbox and stuff, I had a lot of great comments come through on that, and I really appreciate it. I'm still having a lot of fun doing this, and I hope to just continue doing it, because I'm getting a lot of good feedback and everybody seems to be enjoying it. So there was one more thing that I wanted to mention, and that is, you know, every now and then you do get a few negative comments, or maybe not negative. People may just say some things that really aren't on the positive side, but just keep in mind that everybody has their own ways of doing things. Every machinist has his own way of doing things, and for the most part, I think most of what I do is the correct way to do it, or it's been the way that I was taught how to do it, or just the way that I figured out how to do it. Okay, there's always more than one way to do a job. So I take the approach that makes the most sense to me, and try to get it done as quickly as I can. Sometimes they take a while to do, but you know, I just want to throw that out there, because not just on my channel. I've seen comments on other guys' channels that, you know, about why they do this a certain way, and you know, why this and why that, and most time they're interesting questions, but there are some people that kind of make it sound like, hey, maybe you're doing this wrong, why don't you do it this way? And just keep that in mind. You know, everybody's got their particular way they want to do things, and I've got mine, the way I do things, and I think most people enjoy watching it. But you do get a few people out there that say things about it, but just wanted to kind of throw that out there. You know, there's always more than one way to do a job. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is it. I got a couple more things to get started on, some other things to do, so hopefully I'll get another video coming pretty soon. I got some more things that I want to throw on film here. Alright guys, we'll see you around, alright?